What's up, team? Welcome to this solo ad training. My name is Billy. I've been buying solo ads for many years now. Bought thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of clicks. I wanted to do this very quick. I don't even want to call it a training. I literally have a checklist here, solo ad checklist that you guys are going to be able to have access to. And I'm just going to kind of go down it and give my thoughts about it. I don't like to beat around the bush. I don't do this a lot. If I sound nervous, that's why. But the information here can definitely help you buy solo ads if you've never bought it, and definitely help you save money if you've bought solo ads in the past and haven't had success. Okay, with that being said, again, Nick asked me if I could do this training for you guys, and I hope that you will find it useful. And any questions, definitely let me know. Drop them in the Telegram group there. And with that being said, let's get started. What you measure, guys, you can improve. Okay, if you're not measuring it, if you're not tracking it, there's no way to improve those numbers. Okay, now I mean this was my number one critical mistake when I first started buying traffic, because I was just basically what they call like this pray and spray method, or spray and pray, whatever that is. But that's all I was doing. I was just throwing money and hoping it worked. Okay, and it definitely didn't work. All right, I had a little bit of wins every now and again, but basically I was losing money. Okay, pretty much on every solo ad I was losing money. And once I started tracking a little bit better, I started noticing improvement. Okay, so you definitely want to track. That's a lot of what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. But before you buy traffic, you definitely need to have a capture page. Never buy traffic and send it to a sales page. Always capture the email. Okay, you want to capture the email, so you want to use the capture pages. Okay, I highly recommend always when since you're paying for traffic, in my opinion, you might as well split test everything you can, every single solo ad. So this way you're getting more data, um, while running that solo ad, right? Which will help you run a better campaign, the next campaign you decide to grab. Okay. And when I say variations, I'm talking about radically different. Okay. Because you're not sure what list you're going to be uh, buying from, so to speak, buying the ad from. So to me, it's a lot better if you can kind of test two different pages to see what that traffic responds to better. And if you do that, you're going to see a lot more success. Okay, because let's say you have two pages, and one page is converting at like 10%, but the other page is converting like at 60%. Okay, so the loss wasn't too bad because one page was really really horrible, but the other page was doing better than average, right? So it kind of made up for that low opt-in rate. So you didn't really lose a lot of money, but you got to test two different pages here to show you how what page to use next time. Okay, the next thing you should do is definitely test your page. All right, you want to opt into your capture page. You want to make sure that it goes to the next page. You also want to make sure that you get the email. Okay, you want to make sure that it goes to your inbox. Okay, and you kind of want to know this stuff before you go pay for traffic, because um, you know everybody I know that's done paid traffic has lost money by not having a page that worked. Okay, I think I spent about 250 bucks and lost it because I didn't test my page. Okay. I could potentially save you 250 bucks if you just test your page before you grab it. So in terms of capture pages, less is always more. And when I say capture pages, I mean for solo ads specifically. Okay, if we're talking social media here, it's okay to have a little bit more on that capture page. But again, in my opinion, a capture page, it's called a capture page for one reason. Its job is to capture an email. So the faster you can capture that email, the better. Okay, because people aren't going to stick around for too long. So with solo ads, over my thousands and thousands and thousands of capture pages I've tested, Simple always converts better, okay? Just a bold headline and an opt-in box. If you're asking for name and phone number, definitely expect a lower opt-in rate. Um, Therefore, I don't ask for name and phone number or last name. I just ask for email, okay? Because the way I see it is I can always get the name and a phone number later, okay? So I don't worry so much about that, especially with paid traffic and solo ads, okay? So now let's take a look at a couple pages real quick here and show you what I'm talking about in terms of variations. So if I go to the Job Free Revolution team site, you can see you got your different capture pages here. And I opened up that first one, and this is the capture page. So it's not a bad page at all. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, you could definitely, and I would test this page with your traffic source because you never know how it's going to do until you run some traffic to it. But this is again is what I'm saying is there's a lot to it, right? And I'll show you what I mean by radically different. So the page that I would run that would be similar to this, but for solo ad traffic would be something like this. Like, and you're probably looking at it like, wow, that's ugly. That's horrible. I haven't tested this page, but I've tested pages like it, and usually over 50% opt-in rate. Okay, so you can see here the button color matches. The button colors here. There's blue text. There's blue text here, and I do that just to keep it congruent. Okay. But you can see here, I'd want to split test. I'd want to send traffic to here to see how it does, and then send it to my own capture page and see how that does, right? And they're radically different, so you can see if you have a higher opt-in rate on this page, then you definitely want to use this page with that traffic source, okay? Every traffic source is going to be different. So if you buy from 3 different solo ad sellers, you may need to use 3 different pages. It just depends on their email list. So that's why I'm saying when you're testing, it's pretty important to track this stuff because then you'll know. So that's what I mean by radically different, okay? Radically different. Both of them are going to capture emails, and that's what you want, okay? Now I'm just going to really quickly cover email automation because this is a little bit more advanced. But if you're doing email marketing, it's definitely important. Okay, so you want to you want to add some automation in your autoresponder. So you want to make sure you have your follow up, all the links in your follow up work. Okay, how many emails you have in your follow up is literally your choice. Anything can work here. So however many emails you want to add to that is fine. Okay. You want to segment your engaged leads. So the leads that open and click, those are your engaged leads. Okay, you want to move those leads and email only those leads. You never want to email leads that aren't opening up. Okay, and guys, this is a cold traffic source. So you're definitely going to get bad emails. You're going to get secondary emails. You're going to get fake emails. And those are the emails you don't want to send emails to. And how do you accomplish that? By setting up automation, okay? You let the autoresponders tell you who opened, and then you want to move those engaged leads to a different list and then email them every day from there following up, okay? And that, along the following up, with solo ads, you definitely want to be emailing every day. I mean, I'd go as far to say 2 times a day. All right, that's what they're used to. Their email leads. So I would definitely make sure you stay on top of that because that's the name of the game, right? You guys want to follow up. Now let's look at data tracking. Okay, this is what I was talking about here. This is how you're going to win with paid traffic. Okay, is by tracking everything you can, and I mean tracking things like the opt-in rate, your click-through rate in your emails, the open rates in your emails. You want to track sales and ROI, okay, of every single campaign. This is how you guys are going to be able to make smarter decisions when you're going and paying for traffic. All right. So you want to track each campaign differently. All right. And that's literally all you need to do. And you're going to save money in the long run because you're going to know which ads work and which ones don't. So I'm going to show you guys how to do tracking with Live Good now. One second. All right, guys. So tracking here, if you go to the Get Job Free team site, you'll see that Nick even talks about that. Okay, it's highly recommended to track every source of traffic that you can, man. This way you can focus your attention on what's working and forget the crap that ain't. Okay, so I'm going to use this and show you guys how to set that up. So I'm going to come back up here. Let's say you're using link number 1. You're going to grab the URL here, and you see it tells you to add your username. Okay, so basically what I did here was I added that here. So you would put your username here, and then as Nick said on here, you would add the question mark source, all capitals, and then you can see here solo ad 1, and then I put the date. Okay, and then if you were going to run that same page but with another seller, you would put solo ad 2, and then 05, the date. You don't have to put that. You could literally put let's say the guy's name is Terry, and you could put maybe let's just say Terry. That's fine, and that's it, right? So now inside Live Good dashboard, which I'll show you, any op. Well, here, let me just go show you right quick. So basically, right here, if you scroll down and you go to statistics, you'll be able to click here where it says source code, and you can see here in this account that if I was using what I showed you guys here, where it says solo ad 1 and the date, here on the source code, it would show solo ad 1 and the date, right? And then it would show you how many hits that link got, and how many pre-enrollees you got, and how many upgrades you got. Okay, so you can see, probably just looking at this, how awesome it is to have this kind of information. I mean, right now this is very, very promising, right? So to me, it's like I should probably focus more attention on this source, because I mean, these are pretty good stats here, right? I don't have a lot of data in here, so I mean, I wouldn't even trust this data either. Even this one, I would probably want to get a little bit more, but that's a really solid amount of conversions, right? So obviously I'm going to go back to this source and grab more of that traffic. Okay, so that's what I mean by tracking. And guys, you can test everywhere you put that link. You should have a source code on it, and it'll keep track of all this information here, and that'll help you again save money and therefore make more money. Now, in terms of finding reputable traffic sellers, there's a lot of crap out there, but there's also some good people. Okay, so I left this little checklist that you can kind of go down. You can look for private sellers on Facebook. You need to be careful here, because as soon as you start looking for these guys, you're probably going to start getting a lot of Facebook Messenger messages with sellers trying to sell you some really cheap traffic. I would go as far as to say, don't ever buy traffic from anybody that comes to your inbox asking you to buy traffic. And you can just literally just block them and move on. You can actually search these guys out, look at their profile. I give you some questions to ask them here. Okay. I also tell you to start with 100 clicks. Okay. Especially if it's an unknown source. If results are good, go for another 100. Okay. And then if the results are good again, go to 200. 300, and then you can start going to the bigger numbers. Okay, I've seen people before buy 100 clicks, they got one sale, and then they go and buy 1,000, but then the 1,000 clicks, they just they suck, right? You don't want to do that, so just slowly scale up. Okay, another marketplace you can go to, but basically the same thing. You're looking at their credentials and seeing if it's a good fit, and then by you knowing how to track, now you're going to know if that's a good source to go to. Okay. Now you can just follow here. Now, in terms of after the traffic, guys, I mean, basically your DMO, your daily method of operation, is just to write and schedule daily broadcast emails. All right. And then keep testing, keep trying different emails. And you're going to be good. You're going to be good to go. Now, again, the main goal with Solo Ads, guys, is to acquire leads. Okay. Not sales. It's to get the leads, and then you got to work those leads. Now, no leads, no sales, no business. I'm sure you heard that before. Email marketing does work if you're consistent with following up and lead flow. Okay, you always want to be getting leads however you can. Yes, you're going to get bad emails. You're going to get secondary email addresses. You're going to get tons of people that unsubscribe, tons of people that probably reply to you and curse you, say some bad things. They're going to tell you they're broke. It's just the name of the game, guys. It's just the way it goes. So it's normal, but just realize that your only job with these leads is just to convert them. All right. And think long term. So I hope this training was useful to you guys. If you have any questions, definitely ask, and I'd be happy to help you.